Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 3rd February 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. Even before that, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. You might be knowing, some of you might be knowing, the cost of the training is over $8,000, but we are providing complete free training, including all the advanced strategies I have developed. You can access all the training videos at our NeoStock YouTube channel. At our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. Click on the tab. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. You have all the training lessons are available here. You just need to scroll down to the bottom of the page to access the first lesson 1.1, lesson 1.1. Starting from here, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one. But while learning these concepts, please make sure you are following the training instructions I mentioned at our Telegram channel. I have provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video. So please join at our Telegram channel. In the pinned messages at the Telegram, you can find training instructions. And please learn all these training lessons according to the training instructions. Then only you will become a very good independent trader. Don't take deviations. Okay, now let's get into the report generation. First, we will generate stocks near demand and supply zones and also price closed inside the demand and supply zones, starting with yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 3 stocks. I'm giving you very few seconds time to watch the report, so I request you pause the video. Once you study, you can proceed with the next reports. In case, if you did not understand the structure of this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. That is part 1 of lesson 21. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next, half yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly supply zone. We don't have any stocks. Next time frame is a half yearly. Stocks near half yearly demand zone, 2 stocks are filtered. Next, half yearly time frame, stocks near half yearly supply zone, we don't have any stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, not half yearly, next time frame is quarterly. Quarterly time frame, stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, quarterly time frame, price closed stocks near quarterly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, quarterly time frame, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 31 stocks. So first 24 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Now we can further filter this list based on the EMA Confluence. By setting EMA Confluence to those quarterly demand zones. So in the quarterly time frame, I'm enabling the filter quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And the trend on the quarterly time frame should be either up or down. It should not be sideways. Let's filter. We got 18 stocks. So these 18 quarterly demand zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence, and also current price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. Similarly, next report, quarterly time frame, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Let's verify out of these 5 how many quarterly supply zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence filter at quarterly time frame, I'm setting the filter quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence, and trend on the quarterly time frame I am setting either up or down. With these filters we got 4 stocks. These 4 quarterly supply zones are having quarterly EMA Confluence. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Next, for monthly time frame, stocks near monthly supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, monthly time frame, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, we got 38 stocks. So first 18 stocks in the list. I'm scrolling the list down. Okay, total 38 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on monthly demand zones having monthly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence parameter at monthly time frame, I am setting the filter monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and trend on the monthly time frame should be either up or down. Okay, with these filters we got 17 stocks. All these 17 monthly demand zones are having monthly EMA Confluence. Next, monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly supply zone. Let's filter. We got 9 stocks. Currently, in these 9 monthly supply zones, the current price was closed. Okay, now out of these 9, how many are having ITF, monthly supply zone confluence? Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence at monthly time frame, I am setting the filter monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and trend on the monthly time frame, it should be either up or down. With these filters we got 3 stocks. So this is about monthly time frame. Next time frame is weekly. Entry time frame weekly. Let us find the stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 17 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks. Next, weekly time frame. Stocks near weekly supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Next, weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 68 stocks. And the first 15 stocks in the list. Let me scroll the list down quickly. So 68 stocks. Out of these 68 weekly demand zones, how many weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA Confluence? Let's filter. So in the EMA Confluence, I'm setting the filter weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence, and trend on the weekly time frame, it should be either up or down. With these filters, we got 11 stocks. From 68, the list is come down to 11. These 11 weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA Confluence, and also current price closed inside the weekly demand zone. Okay, next weekly time frame, next report, weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. We got 22 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered. Out of these 22 weekly supply zones, how many of these supply zones are having weekly EMA Confluence? Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence filter is enabled. And the trend on weekly time frame is either up or down. With these filters, we got 9 stocks out of 22. These 9 weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA Confluence. So this is about weekly time frame. Next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Apollo Hospital is a daily high liquidity demand zone. Supply is a pierced zone. Those who wants to apply pierced zone strategies, you can apply, but that does not comes under HLQ zone strategy concept. Please remember. Next, NBCC is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. And Union Bank is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. So we have identified 3 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones. We don't have any high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Okay, fine. Next, for daily time frame, let us identify the stocks where price closed inside the daily supply zone. We got 50 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Let me scroll the list down quickly. So total 50 stocks. Let us further filter this list by setting daily EMA Confluence for the daily time frame, for the daily demand zones. So in the EMA Confluence at a daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence, and trend on the daily time frame is either up or down. With these filters, we got only 9 stocks. Some of these daily demand zones are pierced zones. You can apply pierced zone strategies. Okay, so these 9 daily demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence, and also current price closed inside the daily demand zone. Okay, next, daily time frame. Let us filter based on price closed inside the daily supply zone. We got 39 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 39 stocks are filtered. Out of these 39, how many daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence? Let us verify. In the EMA confluence daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, and trend on the daily time frame should be either up or down. With these filters, we got 10 stocks. So these 10 daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. Okay, this is about daily time frame. Next, let us look into (125) time frame. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 15 stocks. Next, 125 minutes time frame. Stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones. MFSL is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. PNB is a pierced zone, you can't use it because it is a high liquidity zone. If anybody wants to see any traps or lower time frame zone horizon, that way you can look into that zone in case. So we have only one high liquidity zone from this list. MFSL, that's it. So next, for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones from this list. AU Bank is a high liquidity supply zone, and also it is having a high liquidity demand zone also. So sometimes either side you may get trade opportunities. And GMR ports, so GMR airports is a high liquidity supply zone. That's it. So we have 2 high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Okay. Next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near 25 minutes time frame. Stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Let us further filter based on the zone confluence. So 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 2 stocks are filtered. That means these 2 15 minutes demand zones are part of the 75 minutes demand zone, overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. So this is high liquidity zone. That's why I already tested 2 times. Okay, next 15 minutes time frame. Stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. We got 9 stocks. So let's verify ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. So with this filter, we got 5 stocks. All these 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Let's verify ITF zone confluence supported stocks. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. We got 3 stocks. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. We got 12 stocks. Out of these 12, how many are having ITF supply zone confluence? Let us verify. That is 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. We got 3 stocks. Out of 3, 2 are already pierced zones. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next, we will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let us start with NIFTY. So monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. This is monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You can apply the same rules for the remaining supply demand zone chain reports. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 125 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 75 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. This is the recent demand zone. Okay, next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The most recent one is the demand zone to the current closing price is 31. Let me put it in the center so that you know equal number of demand and supply zones above and below. Okay. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. All these are all supply zones. Let me scroll the list down. All are supply zones. So 47 is the, not 47, 46. 45 is high liquidity supply zone, 46 is demand zone. 47 TCO demand zone and below high liquidity demand zones. Okay, let me put it in the center so that you get more demand and supply zones. Okay. So this is about a NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next we will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. That is nothing but NIFTY Bank. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 125 minute supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 75 minute supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Fourteenth is the nearest demand zone. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. 18th is the nearest demand zone. Let me scroll the list down. The nearest one is 18th. Okay, next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. $32 is the nearest to the current closing price. Let me put it in the center. Okay, so this is about BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. So first report is a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame is daily. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily entry time frame, I am selecting bullish. Two filters I am setting. First is zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhancer score 12. Both filters apply to daily demand zone. Let's filter. We got 12 stocks. These 12 are currently supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and these entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Out of these 12 daily demand zones, some are having high probability based on high liquidity. Some of these zones are high liquidity zones. Okay, apart from that, we can add even more high probability based on the zone confluence. So zone confluence, we have two filters. First filter, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. So let's filter these 12 stocks based on that filter. That is LTF is daily, ITF is weekly. So in the demand zone confluence, I am setting the filter daily demand zone having weekly demand zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 8 stocks. That means daily demand zone is overlapped with weekly demand zone, or it is part of the weekly demand zone. Out of these 8, the weekly trend is down for all these stocks. Sorry, uptrend, not downtrend. Sorry for the mistake. For ITF trend is uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. And moreover, daily zone is inside the weekly zone. So that's why if weekly zone is having weekly EMA, it is even more high probability trade setup supported. So let's verify how many are supporting weekly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence filter is enabled. With this filter we got 3 stocks. So these 3 daily demand zones are having more higher probability rate to get success. Okay, next one is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone specific filter we have to use. So I am removing this EMA filter because it is ITF specific filter. We should focus on HTF specific. So in the demand zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is LTF, ITF, already we set in the previous report. Second filter, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone Confluence. Third filter, weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters enabled, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone Confluence, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, this daily demand zone is overlapped with weekly, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in all the 3 stocks. If monthly demand zone is having monthly EMA Confluence, those stocks will be even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. So in the EMA Confluence at monthly time frame, I am setting the filter monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and trend is already uptrend in all these stocks. So all the 3 stocks are filtered. That means these 3 are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. I mean the demand zones. So this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame is daily. Entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame, I am setting bearish. And zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. Both filters are applied to daily supply zone. Now we got 3 stocks. All 3 are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. And the entry time frame zones are supply zones. Daily supply zones. Out of these 3 daily supply zone, how many are supporting ITF Confluence? Let's verify. That is a daily supply zone Confluence with weekly supply zone. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, we got all the 3 stocks. That means all the 3 are high probability trade setup supported stocks. And on all the 3 stocks, the ITF trend is a downtrend. That means weekly trend is down. And more our daily supply zone is part of the weekly supply zone. They are overlapped with weekly. If weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA Confluence, then these 3 stocks are, these 3 daily supply zones are even more high probability trade setup supported supply zones. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence at a weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence filter is enabled. So with this filter, we got all the 3 stocks. That means all the 3 supports even more high probability trade setup supported. Excellent. So this is about LTF, ITF, Confluence and EMA Confluence. Next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF also. Supply zone Confluence, all the 3 time frames. So I am removing this ITF, EMA Confluence filter. In the supply zone Confluence, we should set 3 filters now. We are in the supply zone Confluence. So first filter is already enabled in the previous report. Next, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence with all the three filters enabled. LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. We got only one stock. So this daily supply zone is part of the weekly supply zone. Both together again part of the monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. So no need to check for EMA confluence because that does not give any advantage. So this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, let us filter based on weekly bullish and bearish trade setups. So first one is bullish trade setup weekly income trade. Entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. Now we should set three filters on the 75 minutes demand zone. First filter is 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, here we have pierced count parameter. In this entry time frame 75 minutes, the demand zone should not be pierced. That's why minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value 0. That means the pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? 75 minutes demand zone, because those filters we selected here. And the second filter is zone achievement should not be violated. It should be violated opposing zone. And the minimum odd enhances score should be 12. And all three filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Now we got two stocks. And these two stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Let's verify if any of these two zones are having ITF confluence. In the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. None of the stocks. That means we won't be having HTF also. So that means none of the bullish trade setup zones are having any zone confluence. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. And we need to set three filters for 75 minutes supply zone. First filter, 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12. All three filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. Let's filter the stocks. And we got 17 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are filtered. And they are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And the entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 75 minute supply zones, some are already having high probability because they are high liquidity zones. They are already high liquidity zones, some of these zones. Apart from that, we should further add more probability based on the zone confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. Let us filter these 17 stocks. LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is nothing but 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, out of 17, we got 11 stocks. These 11 weekly supply zones, these 11 75 minute supply zones are part of the daily supply zone. They are overlapped with daily. Because this is overlapped with daily, and also daily trend is down in all these stocks, ITF trend. If daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, then these zones might be even more high probability trade setup supported zones. Let us verify out of these 11 how many we get. In the EMA confluence, daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily supply zone having confluence with EMA confluence with daily EMA confluence. Daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. And already daily trend is a downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. Let's filter out of 11, we got 4 stocks. So these 4 stocks are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. So this is about LTF, ITF specific. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF specific stocks, filtered stocks. So I am removing these EMA filters which is specific to ITF. Now we should focus on HTF also. So that's why in the supply zone confluence I have to set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled in the previous report. Second filter 75-minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Third filter daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 4 stocks. In these 4 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. And also weekly trend is down in all the 4 stocks. If weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA confluence, then these 75-minute supply zones are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. So in the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. With this filter, we got 3 stocks. These 3 are having even more high probability. Okay, this is about weekly income trade, bearish trade setup. Next, we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for daily income trade. Daily income trade entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup. At 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated, opposing zone minimum odd and hands score 12. All 3 filters are applied to 15 minutes demand zone. Now we got 5 stocks. So currently these 5 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame is 15 minutes demand zones. All these 15 minutes demand zones, majority of them are high liquidity zones. Out of these 5 15 minutes demand zones, we can further filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF, ITF, demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I enable the filter. With this filter, all 5 stocks are filtered. That means in all these 5 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in all these stocks. So that's why if any of the 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we don't have any stocks. Currently no ITF EMA confluence. ITF zones with daily EMA not available. Okay, fine. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Second filter, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters enabled, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And the daily trend is up in only 1 stock. If this stock is having daily EMA, maybe this could be even more high probability trade setup supported demand zone. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence daily time frame, I am setting the filter daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence, and the trend should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Sideways we should not accept. So M&M is filtered. That means M&M is a even more high probability trade setup supported stock. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup, daily income trade. Next, bullish trade setup, daily income trade with the LTF, ITF, HTF zone confluence. Yeah, this is a LTF, ITF and HTF confluence. Next, bearish trade setup, daily income trade, entry time frame is 15 minutes, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish, and we need to set 3 filters for the 15 minute supply zone. First filter is a pierced count. 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. That's why I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 12. All 3 filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. We got 15 stocks. These 15 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And entry zones are all these 15 minute supply zones, entry time frame zones. Okay, out of these 15 minute supply zone, some of these stocks are already high liquidity zones. Even then we can further filter based on the LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, LTF and ITF, that is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. So with this filter, now the list is come down to 12 stocks. In these 12 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zones. And the 75 minutes trend is down in all these stocks. That is ITF trend. So that's why let us verify how many of the 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, because 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. So in the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting the filter 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. With this filter we got 5 stocks. So these 5 supply zones are even more high probability trade setup supported zones. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. So I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, I should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Second filter, 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. Third filter, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, supply zone confluence, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are part of the 75 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. That means all are part of daily. And daily trend is down in only 1 stock. If this stock is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability trade setup supported supply zone. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, daily time frame, daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence filter is enabled, and the trend should not be sideways on daily. It should be only downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So this stock is filtered. That means it is even more high probability trade setup supported supply zone. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. So with this we have completed all the 3 income trades. Final report, we will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. See, first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. After that, you can proceed further. I am scrolling the list down. So this is the complete list. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.